In episode 3, the teacher introduced a new student named Maria. The male students in the class cheered with joy at the arrival of their cute new classmate. Ryudo couldn't help but recall his past when Maria had rejected his feelings. Maria introduced herself, explaining that she had spent 3 years away from the town and had now returned. During the introduction, Maria realized that Ryudo was in the same class. Ryudo considered himself an unimportant part of Maria's past and decided not to get too involved with her. However, to his surprise, the teacher suggested that Maria sit right next to Ryudo, leaving him in shock. As Maria took her seat, she asked Ryudo to confirm if he was the person she had known before. Ryudo nodded in agreement. He was worried that the topic of his past confession might come up again, so he decided to keep his distance from Maria. During the break, Ryudo decided to leave the classroom, but he found Nikoru waiting for him outside. Nikoru invited him to go out with her. It turned out that Nikoru wanted to talk to Ryudo at a restaurant. They sat across from each other, and a nervous Ryudo asked if he had done something wrong. Nikoru, enjoying her French fries, mentioned that cold fries wouldn't taste good, so she'd talk after finishing them. Ryudo nodded nervously. After she finished her fries, Nikoru brought up the topic and asked if Ryudo knew that next Sunday was Runa's birthday. Ryudo's reaction revealed that he had no knowledge of it. Nikoru became furious and questioned the seriousness of Ryudo's relationship with Runa. Ryudo affirmed his seriousness, but was reminded by Nikoru that if he was serious, he should know Runa's birthday. Nikoru urged Ryudo to celebrate Runa's birthday and wanted to keep it a secret from Runa. Ryudo asked Nikoru about Runa's likes because he wanted to plan a surprise for her on her birthday. Runa agreed to share the information, but while they were alone, someone mysterious from a distance took a picture of them with their phone. Ryudo went home, and the next morning at the station, Runa was already waiting for him. She immediately showed him a photo in their group chat with the accompanying text. Nikoru is dating a nerdy guy. Yes, it was a photo of Ryudo and Nikoru chatting at the restaurant. Curious, Runa asked Ryudo if it was indeed a photo of them. Ryudo confirmed it. He then asked Runa if she had no plans for the coming week because he intended to celebrate her birthday. He explained that Nikoru had informed him of Runa's birthday. Runa understood and walked ahead toward the train as they still wanted to keep their relationship a secret. As Runa left, Ryudo couldn't help but think that she might be jealous, remembering her expression when she showed him the photo. He was determined to make Runa happy and plan a perfect celebration for her upcoming birthday. The much-anticipated day had arrived, and they both found themselves in Harajuku. Following Nikoru's guidance, as Runa was fond of the place, they had come here. Of course, the information was correct, and Runa appeared to be incredibly happy. Ryudo treated Runa to a boba drink, as Nikoru had suggested, and it brought immense joy to Runa. While asking Runa about her boba drink, Ryudo was seen scribbling on a self-made map. He had created it after multiple visits to different boba shops and cafes. Eventually, this particular cafe was the one he highly recommended. At length, Ryudo explained to Runa about the boba drink they were having and recommended other places with different characteristics and flavors of boba drinks. Runa could only listen silently as Ryudo spoke. Observing Runa's bewildered silence, Ryudo suddenly realized he had been rambling about something unusual. Runa then complimented Ryudo on his knowledge, thinking that he must also enjoy boba drinks. Ryudo explained that after learning about Runa's fondness for boba drinks, he had studied everything about them, all for their date on her birthday. He also wanted to share at least one thing in common with his girlfriend, Runa. Hearing this, Runa was delighted, as no one had ever done this for her before. With enthusiasm, Runa invited Ryudo to try all the boba drinks listed on the map Ryudo had brought. They proceeded to visit boba shops one by one and sampled each one. Finally, at one boba shop, Ryudo bought only one boba drink for Runa, feeling quite full. Runa tasted the boba and found it delicious, offering Ryudo a sip. Nervously, Ryudo accepted the offer and sipped from the same straw as Runa. His face turned bright red when Runa mentioned it was an indirect kiss. At this moment, he felt extremely happy. In his heart, Ryudo wanted to tell Runa about Maria. Just as he was about to speak, Runa also had something to say. Before either of them could speak, a man behind them suddenly presented a gift to his girlfriend. Ryudo remembered that he wanted to buy a birthday gift for Runa, but when he opened his wallet, he found he only had 1,000 yen left. Without hesitation, Runa took the map from Ryudo's hand, saying she wanted it. She thought the map was cool and one of a kind. Since it was the first time someone had done this for her, she wanted to keep it as a memento. Runa promised to cherish it and wanted Ryudo to take her boba drinking on another date. Ryudo gladly agreed and promised to update the map, as there might be new shops in the future. As they left, Runa said that this was the best day of her 17-year-old life. Finally, they held hands and walked home together. The next day, while at school, Ryudo heard numerous untrue rumors about Runa. Many claimed that Runa was manipulative, frequently changed partners, and never spent a dime while dating. During the break, as usual, Ryudo, Ikki, and Nishi were having lunch together on the rooftop. As they were engrossed in conversation, a stern-looking woman suddenly approached them. Seeing that it was Nekoru, Ikki, and Nishi immediately made a hasty escape, leaving Ryudo alone. Nekoru then talked about how she had heard about Ryudo dating Runa. She mentioned that Ryudo was somewhat different from Runa's previous boyfriends. Nekoru continued discussing the rumors circulating about Runa. She was curious and extremely angry, wanting to know who had spread those rumors. The following morning, Ryudo headed to school, and upon arriving in the classroom, he was greeted by Maria, who was sitting beside his desk. When the lesson began, Ryudo and Maria had to move their desks closer together because Maria had forgotten her book. As the teacher left the classroom to retrieve the missing book, Maria apologized to Ryudo for their past incident. She mentioned that back then, she didn't understand relationships. Now, she felt that she might understand how special Ryudo was. Maria said this a bit shyly, which made Ryudo feel flattered but also puzzled about the meaning behind her words. He didn't want a repeat of what happened during junior high school. He then told Maria that he had a girlfriend now. Naturally, Maria was curious and asked if his girlfriend attended the same school. Maria was somewhat insistent, but Ryudo decided not to reveal his relationship to her. When the lesson was over, Ryudo walked down the hallway while contemplating the recent events. He didn't want others to know about his relationship with Runa, fearing that they would make fun of her. From a distance, Ryudo accidentally saw a guy inviting Runa into a classroom. Runa and the guy entered an empty classroom. Peeking through the door, Ryudo witnessed the guy trying to confess his feelings to Runa. However, Runa firmly rejected him and stated that she already had a boyfriend. The guy inquired about Runa's boyfriend, asking if they attended the same school. Runa replied that it was a secret. The guy protested, assuming that Runa was embarrassed to talk about it. Runa refuted this, saying that she wasn't embarrassed at all. She just wanted to respect her boyfriend's feelings because he didn't want her to disclose it. Runa added that even if the whole world knew about their relationship, she wouldn't be ashamed. Hearing all of this, Ryudo felt honored and couldn't believe that Runa had spoken so highly of him. In the final hours of school, Ryudo was finishing his duty and Maria, who was sitting next to him, asked if he knew about the rumors circulating about Runa. Maria continued, mentioning that she knew a former boyfriend of Runa. According to him, during their relationship with Runa, he became sick of her. He believed Runa was just playing with him for her own benefit and that she wouldn't even pay for her own meals. Runa's ex-boyfriend also described her as selfish. Upon hearing this, Ryudo felt a bit emotional. He recalled moments like when Runa insisted on paying for her own meal during their date and when she simply requested Ryudo's handmade map when asked about her birthday gift. Ryudo then inquired whether Maria had shared this with others. Hesitatingly, Maria said she couldn't remember if she had told anyone. But in her heart, Maria murmured that everyone should already know about it. She went on to say that Runa was a popular girl, so when she had used up her boyfriend's money, she would find a new boyfriend. Ryudo became more emotional upon hearing these baseless rumors. He then requested Maria not to speak ill of Runa. Maria was surprised by Ryudo's reaction. Ryudo further added that Runa's ex-boyfriend must be lying. Runa wasn't like what people talked about. She was very caring and always thought about her boyfriend. Runa was the best girlfriend. Maria then grew curious about who Runa's boyfriend was to speak so passionately. She continued to press Ryudo for an answer. Emotionally, Ryudo stood up from his chair and said he was Runa's boyfriend. This statement shocked Maria, Runa, Nekoru, and everyone in the classroom. This episode came to an end.